Thank you very much, Arjun. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today to give you an overview of the MSc in Applied Biotechnology. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Godfrey Chaze. I'm currently a senior lecturer in bioprocess technology and course leader for the MSc in Applied Biotechnology. I obtained my PhD from the University of South Wales, working on the fermentative production of hydrogen from carbohydrate-rich substrates. I teach a number of modules, including fermentation technology, industrial and environmental biotechnology, applied microbiology, and others. I also supervise a number of students at all levels. Currently, I'm a supervisor for 2 PhD students developing microbial fuel cells for simultaneous wastewater treatment and electricity production, and second supervisor for another 4 students working on areas ranging from biopolymer production to disruption of bacterial biofilms using quorum quenching. So the photos you see on this slide, here on the left, we have a 20-liter fully instrumented bioreactor, and on the right, we have a benchtop plate and frame filtration units. So if you join us for your MSc in Applied Biotechnology, these are the kinds of facilities you would use. So I'll talk about why Westminster, talk about our requirements for you to get admitted, the course structure, and career prospects. So why Westminster? So we pride ourselves in having internationally leading researchers, and so our teaching tends to be informed by our research. For example, Professor Ipshita Roy was awarded recently £1 million to develop biopolymer scaffolds for tissue engineering. We have excellent student support services. For example, students are allocated a personal tutor. We have the postgraduate academic tutorial scheme, which helps students to develop their transferable skills, as well as sort out problems they may have on their courses. Many staff have an open door policy. Our classes are usually small, usually less than 20 students, and so our sessions are more interactive and student-centered. Our campus has undergone an extensive multi-million-pound program of renovation, meaning we can offer you access to state-of-the-art laboratories. We have guest speakers every week, and students are encouraged to attend the seminars. We also take students for industrial visits, so students get to see how biotechnology is realized in practice. Another unique selling point about Westminster is that we are located right in the center of London. You could, if you like, say that London is our campus. The University of Westminster has also been named recently the most diverse university in the UK, US, Australia, and New Zealand in the Hot Courses Diversity Index. So our diversity and multidisciplinary culture gives students exposure to a wide-reaching science community, creating a friendly and inspiring place to study. So the aim of the MSc in Applied Biotechnology is to produce graduates with sufficient knowledge in biotechnology, sufficient research skills, and sufficient transferable skills to enable them make important contributions in the biosciences and related sectors. The program also enables students to explore specialist subject interests via the many option modules available, and I'll be talking about those later on. Now, admission requirements. In order to be admitted to the course, applicants need to be proficient in English, and we require an average IELTS score of 6.5 with a minimum of 6 in each of the elements: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Please note that we do not accept TOEFL scores, and the IELTS score should not be more than 2 years old at the time an application is made. We prefer applicants with at least a lower second in a biological sciences discipline or a related degree. applications are made via the UK Pass website. All you have to do is fill in an application form, which includes a personal statement, upload 2 references, your academic transcript, as well as your English language test scores. Please note that as long as English is not your mother tongue, you need to provide IELTS scores. So when can you start? We have one intake every year in September, and the course lasts 1 year full time. If you are a home student, you can do the course on a part-time basis within 2 years minimum. Please note that we do not have a January intake. Tuition fees are $9,500 for home students, and if you're an international student, you pay £13,500 per year. If you are a Westminster alumni, you get a 15% discount on your fees. In addition, the UK government recently introduced postgraduate loans, and Arjun will talk about these later. We have scholarships that enable eligible students to apply, but I have to say that these are very few in number, and the chances of getting a scholarship are really very small. So moving on to what you actually study on the course. The course is divided into core modules and option modules. So core modules are compulsory and include advanced molecular biology, fermentation technology, industrial and environmental biotechnology, science, technology, and commercialization, postgraduate research methods, and the project module. Option modules include molecular bioinformatics, systems biology, communicating science, and molecular and cellular therapeutics. So students select 2 option modules if they take a normal project which lasts 8 weeks full time. Alternatively, if a student prefers the extended version of the project which lasts 12 weeks full time, then only 1 option module is required. If you need details about any of these modules, you can email me or contact our prospectus. Now, what is unique about this course? The course is a unique combination of molecular biosciences and bioprocess engineering principles. Our staff are very experienced and approachable. We have links with the industry, and actually every year I take students to industry for industrial visits. We have a wide range of option modules. The course is also regularly updated to include latest trends, for example, synthetic biology. We have a wide choice of project areas covering all areas of biotechnology. We have what we call PATS, or Postgraduate Academic Tutorial Scheme. And in this scheme, we advise students on what issues they may have with their modules, and also teach them a few transferable skills. We have a PG Fair, where students do their poster presentations. Project areas are diverse and cover all branches of biotechnology, as you can see in this table. So these are just examples. So you can see you can take projects in industrial biotechnology, in environmental biotechnology, in medical biotechnology, and in agricultural biotechnology. Topics are usually suggested by members of staff. So you're usually given up to 3 choices. But if you have a project in mind, we are also willing to accommodate it if it's feasible. So these are just examples of project areas current students have selected. So tissue engineering scaffolds for regenerative medicine, determining the role of RNA binding proteins in DNA repair using CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing strategy. Another student chose improving the yield of fermentative hydrogen production using two-stage systems. Another one, disruption of bacterial biofilms using quorum quenching. Another one was more interested in synthetic biology approaches for rational phage design and engineering. Another student whom actually I will be supervising is optimization of heterotrophic cultivation of Chlorella protothecoides for oil production using response surface methodology. So practical skills developed in the course include cell culture techniques, recombinant DNA technology, bioprocessing and scale-up methods, bioinformatics techniques, business skills, research methods, as well as transferable skills like problem solving, communication skills, and so on. So what do our graduates say? So I have two case studies here. One is from Tokyuku, who is a former student, but is currently pursuing a PhD at Iowa State University in the US. So he says, and I quote, "Apart from being a university with special dedication and research into the use of biotechnology in solving industrial, environmental, medical, and other problems, another reason I chose the University of Westminster was because of its prestigious and philanthropic international scholarships. Coming from a very different academic environment, I expected a lot of challenges, which I thought I might not be able to cope with, but with the help of the ever-supportive and warm, welcoming lecturers, fitting into the UK academic system was easy. The teaching technique at the university is centered on harnessing our employability, creativity, and our abilities to think outside the box. There are also detailed practical, hands-on expository sessions in the university's state-of-the-art laboratory facility, which I consider an invaluable skill needed in my pursuit for a career in academia. The University of Westminster, with its connections with a host of leading national and international companies, creates opportunities for industrial placements, jobs, and so on. It also has a dedicated career development center with employment-centered support for students. What is more refreshing is the exposure and the balance between hard work and fun created by the rich social and cultural mix and a host of monumental and historical venues, some of which are situated a short walk away from the university. So all these things have come together to make my time at the University of Westminster an unforgettable experience. So that was Tokyuku, former student. Next up is Tanushri Holder. Tanushri is one of our current students right now, and she's actually a course representative. So she says, and I quote, "The course offers an excellent opportunity to learn about modern biotechnologies and their application in plant science, medical science, environmental and industrial areas, which augurs well for future career prospects. There are a variety of assessments such as preparation and presentation of posters, writing journal articles, research, data analysis, making business plans, oral presentations, and so on, which are very helpful in preparing students for academic and non-academic jobs. There is an excellent opportunity to communicate directly with the industrial community during the industrial tour. I have found the teaching staff very cordial to solve any academic problems inside as well as outside the class, which was so much helpful for me to learn a few subjects that did not match my previous knowledge. Being a course representative, I have the room to raise any issues about the course in course committee meetings, and these are resolved very rapidly. As an international student, I didn't find difficulties to cope due to well organization of the course. There is flexibility to choose optional modules as well as a choice between an extended project, i.e. 12 weeks, and a normal project, which is 8 weeks full time. The erudite teachers, well-organized laboratory facilities, availability to printed and electronic educational materials have created a wonderful learning environment for studying biotechnology. I'm eternally enjoying the diversity of London with my cordial and helpful classmates and teachers as well. I strongly recommend the course to any prospective applicants." So in terms of career prospects, what you see here are the roles we expect students graduating from our course to be able to do. So they can work in industry as process development scientists, as upstream or downstream processing scientists, strain development scientists, in quality control or quality assurance, as regulatory affairs officers, or as account managers, also known as salesmen. Other options include lecturing at university, further study, for example, for PhD, scientific writing, and so on. So now I'll give you a few examples of previous students and where they have ended up. So the first one is Ronald Ngolube, shown here. Ronald is originally from Zambia, and he had studied chemical engineering. So he joined us, did his degree, and completed it in 2013. Right now, he's working as a lecturer at Copperbelt University in Zambia. And the second one is Orori Labori. Orori is now working as a research associate at Sexui Diagnostics. So this is a UK-based company that manufactures enzymes for diagnostic purposes. Orori originally studied biology in France, and she completed her degree with us in 2012. The next one is Robertus Medutis. He's now working as a downstream processing scientist at UCB. So UCB is a biopharmaceutical company in UK. He's originally from Denmark, and he had actually just graduated last year from our course in Applied Biotechnology. Next one is Jason Chu. This one did his first degree in biomedical sciences in Bristol in UK. He completed his Applied Biotech MSc with merit in 2015. And he's currently working as a development scientist at Thermo Fisher Scientific. And the last example I want to give you is Guilherme. He is Brazilian. He also graduated in 2015. And as you can see from his LinkedIn profile, he's currently working as a biotechnology project coordinator. So I'm sure you have a few questions, but I just want to go through a few frequently asked questions. First one is, I've been taught in English throughout my studies. Do I need to submit IELTS scores? The short answer is yes. So only students with mother tongue is English are exempt from English language requirements. I should add that we have pre-sessional English language courses in the summer from June to September. So if you don't meet the English language requirements, you may opt to take that course, although you have to pay for it. I think it's about £3,200 for 12 weeks. Next question is, what type of support is given to students? So I have a range of support available. So you will be given a personal tutor. As I mentioned earlier, we have a postgraduate academic tutorial scheme. We have a career development center. We also have a student advice center, which can deal with many of your problems. Next question is, how are the modules assessed? So we have a combination of methods we use to assess modules, including exams, coursework, oral and poster presentations, Viva, for example, for the extended project, essays, practical reports, and so on. Next question, are pre-sessional reading materials available? If you are accepted on a course and you've confirmed that you'll be joining us, we can arrange pre-sessional reading materials online. Next question is, can you find me a scholarship? Scholarships are administered separately from the course. So I'm afraid I cannot find a scholarship, but if you are admitted to the course, you can then apply for one or more of our scholarships. And what's the turnaround time for considering an application? So the turnaround time can be a matter of days if your application is complete. I'll now pass you to Arjun to talk about this funding opportunity.
Thanks, Godfrey. Yes, so we do have the postgraduate loan, which was introduced last year from the government. So that currently applies for UK and EU students for this academic year. And so if you are looking to apply for the postgraduate loan, what you can do is go to the gov.uk website and read more and make the application. So it is not assessed against income, so it's not means tested. It is repaid once you earn over £21,000 a year after April 2019 if you choose to do a full-time course this year. On top of that, if the loan is paid 3 times over the academic year, which might be different to how you pay it, but there have been cases where students from this academic year have been able to cover the payments using the loan. So just to keep that in mind, that you will be paid a third every term. Yeah, so that covers the postgraduate loan. We've just got the contact slide here. If you do have any questions after the session, you can send an email to either to the admissions officer or to Godfrey himself, or go to our website to find out more as well. So the first question we were asked was particularly about how to apply for the course. So what you'll find is you can sign up through UCAS Postgraduate, and what I'm going to do is just send you a link just now here, and it should show you how to apply. So it's all done through UK Pass, also known as UCAS Postgraduate. It's a free application, so the main things you just need are all your kind of qualification details about yourself. Other things you need are things like references and a personal statement. For anyone who is looking for scholarships, there are some people who have asked about scholarships. I included the scholarship link earlier, but you also need to know that you'll need to apply pretty much now if you're looking to try and get a scholarship for this academic year, because our deadline is at the beginning of May, and we tend to have about a 2-week turnaround time on postgraduate courses. Usually it's a bit quicker, but just to give yourself enough time, you need to be able to apply right away. Then a question that we have also is the course an academic or a research master's?
The course is a taught program, although I have to say it includes a significant research component. So in total, in order to graduate from the course, you need 180 credits. If you do what we call a normal project, which lasts 8 weeks full-time in summer, there are 2 types of projects. One is normal project, which is 8 weeks. Another one is what we call the extended project, which is 12 weeks. Okay, I was going to say the normal project contributes 40 credits out of the 180. The extended project contributes 60 credits out of the 180. So the rest of the program is taught. So it's not a research MSc or what other people call MRes.
Okay. Can I ask, is it possible to do a PG certificate or PG diploma, so like the kind of smaller versions of the masters?
Yeah, you can get a PG certificate if you pass 60 credits. If you only want to get a diploma, then you need to pass 120 credits. So for an MSc, that's only when we require 180 credits.
Okay. And in terms of backgrounds of undergraduate courses that you'd normally accept people from, what are you looking for in particular? We've got someone here who's just finished a Bachelor of Chemistry. Would that be applicable for them to try and apply for this MSc?
No. Generally, we require somebody who has a background in biological sciences. It's funny that he did chemistry, because I also did industrial chemistry, the first degree. Oh. However, it depends on actually what you've covered in your chemistry degree, but ideally you need to have done some biological sciences-based modules. So modules like cell biology or microbiology or maybe biochemistry. But that actually shouldn't deter you from applying. You could we could send you some pre-sessional materials related to how cells operate, so that when you come, you're not disadvantaged.
Yeah. They've actually also asked about personal statements. Is there anything you particularly look for within the personal statements, like especially if they're coming from an external area?
Okay, so key things about a personal statement are why are you really interested in doing this course? What are your future plans? Why Westminster? And why do you think, given your academic background, you would be successful in the course? okay, we want to see, we don't want to admit students who are going to fail. So we're looking to see whether you're really motivated. What is it that is motivating you to do the course, and do you have the right experience and academic background?
We've got a question about the kind of scheduling for the masters. So, how many sessions would you normally do a week, or how many hours or days would you do?
Okay. So, if you are to study full time, then we have 2 semesters, and it really depends on what option modules you choose. But in general, you aim to be studying 3 to 4 days a week. So in the morning from 10 to 1, you may have a session, and then from 2 to 5, you may have another session. Yes.
The last question that we have here at the moment is accommodation. So I can go through this and I can put through a link for everyone. So accommodation, we do have some accommodation. They're based all around London. And in terms of postgraduate, they are based some centrally and some further out in Wembley, and some further and some kind of in East London as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to send you a link on the different accommodation options that we have. So some are specifically for undergraduate, some are specifically for postgraduate. What is useful to know is once you do make your application, the housing portal will open, I think very soon in this month. So I think about mid-April is when the housing portal will open, and what you do is you log into that and you'll be able to see what options are available to you as a postgraduate. And you can register for those halls. And we do have a list of private halls that we trust, so and also private landlords that we trust as well. So if you are looking to move to London, then you'll be able to find landlords that are relatively kind of trustworthy and able to provide a good standard of accommodation. And one last one that I wanted to cover was just international qualifications. So some people are asking about the different international qualifications and how they match up to studying for masters. So what I am doing is including another link, and you can check on our page listings for the country where you studied the masters and see how that matches up and whether you meet the requirements academically for the course. So I'm just checking for any more questions, and it looks like that covers all of them. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's attended today, and thank you for everyone who's asked a question, and especially thank you to Godfrey for
thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending.